Mine's about
You're like,
6
if
feet
you
away.
want me to switch mid-topic, I will. I've got a T-shirt for each film we're talking about tonight. Like
Look
that.
at my ass.
That's a little much,
Look at
sir. That's wait. Look at your what, Ryan? Oh, I did it. I did it again. Damn it. I forgot we're not jumping right into the topic. I'm doing the intro to the whole podcast. My bad. Also, nice burp.
That's all right.
Way to let the air out. That being said, guys, welcome to Nerdentials, your weekly dose of the nerdy essentials covering film, TV, video games, and comic books. I'm your host, Joe Tweeton, and joining me in this trio of circular nerdom here is in the one corner, right down right here in the side, right here on screen. If you guys are watching on YouTube, that guy right there. That is my good pal, my deep comrade during any co-op situation. That is the Nick Thomas. How's it going, sir?
I'm doing fan-freaking-tastic. Tank full of awesome, bud.
I'm glad it's a tank full of awesome, because if it wasn't, we'd have to siphon it out of you, right?
Don't want to know what hose you're going to be sucking on.
No, there'll be no sucking. I got a pump for that. We don't use my mouth, sir. No, thank you. But guys, also joining us this evening is the nearly practically certified regular host, Ryan Kuhn. Welcome to the table, sir.
What's up? I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of ass.
Well, I hope you brought your not fruit by the foot. What is that one with bubblegum?
Hubba Bubba?
No, what's that one? The one that's got a long, it's like a tape measure, but it's gum. What is that?
I don't remember. I haven't had that in like 20 years.
Bubble tape.
Bubble tape. Is it just called bubble
Jesus
tape?
Christ.
Is it that simple?
Bubble tape.
Did I call it out right here on screen and just made all of us look like idiots? Except Nick.
I know I'm an idiot.
Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Thanks for always being accurately nerdy.
I'm here for you.
I know you are. Guys, I'm excited because theoretically, trying not to make too many promises, but theoretically this should be Wednesday, and it's our new triple week format, guys. We're trying to do movie, TV, and gaming spread throughout the week. So
to be fair, it's not a new format. It's a format we tried doing, but we didn't have the time to. But now we're trying to be loyal,
proactive with news resources, right? We're streaming this, albeit privately right now, until we can get our together, until we can get things actually steady and flowing, right? But no, you're right. It's an older concept. We started Nerdentials out trying to give you a weekly dose of pop culture news throughout the week, not just once a week. And we're shooting for the rafters this week, guys, and we're gonna see how it goes. So this week, Wednesday today, we are trying to cover TV talk. Monday, you should have seen Movie Matters, and hopefully by Friday, you'll get some of our gaming bits.
I'm surprised we didn't get It's Wednesday, my dudes, from Ryan.
Is it Wednesday?
Well, not right now, but I mean,
hopefully,
at the time of this release, the hope
it is Wednesday, my dudes.
We'll work on that. We'll work on it.
No,
now that I know it's Wednesday,
I know the time of the week every week because on my Facebook feed, there's some meme explosion of "It's Wednesday, my dudes" every week on the dot, and it's always Ryan.
I like that.
It's internet tradition. You gotta uphold it. It
As
is Wednesday.
he twirls his mustache eloquently.
The beard's gone too.
Ah, dear.
Look
Well,
out for
guys,
the pinstripe.
it's all good. Hey, you know what? Keep it going.
I'm gonna be
guys-
bald on the Friday video. Gonna go in the bathroom.
Oh, that could be freaky.
No.
No, don't lose those locks. Those wonderful, luscious locks.
Yeah, I think my
Don't do
girlfriend would
that.
f***ing kill me if I did that.
Probably it's a safe
either
bet,
you
sir.
or us for allowing it on the cast.
I mean, if it happened and you showed up to the cast that way, I'd drive 4 hours down there just to maim you with words of discouragement and anger, sir.
I'll remember that when I'm in the bathroom next time with my clippers and be like,
They're gonna come for me if I do this. No, but guys,
let them fight.
Guys. That is the hope. So hopefully it's Wednesday when you're receiving this episode, guys. This is our TV talk, and it's podcast episode 109. 109. Woo! We're working our way to 200 before you know it. Right?
Let's do it.
All right, guys. That being said, we've got a couple really cool shows to talk about. So there's nothing left for me to do other than to say, guys, let's jump into TV talk. Guys, welcome to TV talk. We've not had any news lately, but we are going to start incorporating that. So today, however, we are going to review a couple shows, a couple cool streaming exclusive original shows. First up, I think we're just going to jump into the headliner here because all three of us have had ample time to watch it. And some of us have been fans longer than this particular release. So what we have here, guys, is a show called Invincible. It's an Amazon. What?
What you should have done there
Go ahead.
is not said anything and then pan to Invincible, the headline.
I can cut that in still. I don't have it here for the live feed, but I could do that.
I'll let it slide for you not being prepared this time.
That's
kidding.
To be fair, sir, I've been prepared with notes. I didn't have all the screenshot shiny stuff for the stream right now.
Plus, last episode you were way more prepared with the stuff than I was.
Oh, if we're talking about Movie Matters,
Yeah.
Yes, I thought you were scolding me for being way too drunk the week before.
No, that was
I still have to apologize to our audience for that.
That was the funniest thing I have seen in a while.
Yeah, I'm still painfully editing that. Like at the time of this recording, you will see that before this, God willing. But anyway, guys, that was a TV talk episode, by the way. But anyway, Amazon original. Let's get back into it, guys. Amazon original adult animated series called Invincible. It was written and directed and originally created by Robert Kirkman, a.k.a. The Walking Dead. Very familiar graphic novel and successful roller coaster of a TV show on AMC with spin-offs to boot. That's a whole nother topic, but Robert Kirkman has been known for having a very successful run of graphic novels. The Walking Dead ran 140 plus issues, and Invincible also has run, I think, about 144 comic book issues individually released, not counting like the graphic novel format, but that is his mainstay. Once he's put them all out, he does put them in volumes for collection. I will give you guys the about, and then we'll talk. So the premise for this, it's an adult animated series on the Skybound Image comic book series about a teenager whose father is the most powerful superhero on the planet. Let me expand on that just briefly, a little bit here, because I have a little bit of extra detail that still doesn't spoil anything. The son of Earth's most powerful superhero is about to become something greater than himself, something bold, something universal, something invincible. Maybe I'll throw the title up there, Ryan, just to pique your fancy. From the comics to the screen, Invincible follows Mark Grayson's journey of becoming Earth's next great defender after his father, Nolan Grayson, also known as Omni-Man. There's a lot of direct connotations or comparisons that can be made, I think, to DC quite a bit. And we'll talk about that a little more as we expound upon the series. Before we go any further, I did want to list off the voice cast for this because it is got a lot of crazy good names in it that excited me once I got into the review process for this. So we'll put it that way. In the cast, we've got Steven Yeun. He played Glenn in The Walking Dead, and I think what's fun.
Is that a revelation to you, Nick?
Is that a revelation?
No, sir? I'm just saying I knew I saw that face once his father beat it in. I mean, what?
Wow. Damn.
That was good.
Spoilers across both shows.
That was good. Okay, look, The Walking Dead's been out forever now. Everyone's talking about it. It's too late for spoilers on that. But that was a bit of a spoiler.
I mean, a little bit, because that's like 8 seasons in, and if you're a little new to the, all I'm saying. Anyway,
everyone's seen the meme, so they know it happens, because the Think Mark meme went viral immediately the day after that show finished.
No, it's true. It's true. What we'll say here, though, is that there's a good chunk of the cast here for this that actually comes from the Walking Dead live action show, and a lot of that has to do with Robert Kirkman. With his relationship with a lot of those actors, he did pull them in for voicing a lot of the characters in Invincible. But among those casts, we've got J.K. Simmons. Oh, by the way, Glenn from The Walking Dead. He plays Mark Grayson, the kid becoming the hero. His father, Nolan Grayson, is actually voiced by J.K. Simmons.
One of my favorite actors.
And an incredible voice performance in this series. The mother, Debbie Grayson, was Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh.
Yeah, she's on like Grey's Anatomy.
That's exactly where she's from.
And
that's the only thing I know she's in. That's only because my roommate watches that. Yeah,
that's her most known role. And we got Zazie Beetz. Yeah. I only know her recently from Deadpool 2.
And she did awesome.
And she did good in that. And there's we got Walter Goggins, Zachary Quinto,
Mark Hamill.
And Mark Hamill makes an appearance in some characters here. We got Carrie Payton, who plays Black Samson in Invincible, but he also played the dreadlock dude from the newest seasons of Walking Dead, if anyone's keeping up with that.
Omega? I don't remember his name.
Ross Marquand, a little side note on him. He plays a character named Rudy in this, and part of the Immortal something or other, but he's a really talented voice actor. He actually replaced Red Skull in Infinity War, the Infinity War film, because who played Elrond? The original actor that played Red Skull.
Don't say anything, Nick.
Agent Smith from The Matrix, Elrond. Why can't I remember his name? Go ahead, come on, guys. Pull my nerd card. It's okay. Let's speed this process up. What's his name?
I'm not saying a word.
Oh, Seth Rogen.
Oh, yeah, dude. Seth Rogen's character, I didn't realize it till I rewatched it. I'm like, oh my god, that's Seth Rogen.
Oh, Lauren Cohen.
Lauren Cohen's in this.
She plays War Woman. Granted, not for very long. Spoilers.
Yeah, we're just doing terrible at this.
To be fair, a lot happens in episode 1. So let's. Okay.
Yeah.
The point is, hey, let's make the sequel. I'm not even the highlight for this. Let's make the sequel for a minute here. Incredible voice cast.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving. Thank you, dear gentleman.
Kevin would castrate me if I didn't know that. So
I'm still a little shocked you didn't know who played Red Hood.
You mean Red Skull?
Oh, Red Skull. Yeah, Hugo.
I was going to say Red Hood was.
Okay, here's the thing. My brain gets filled with nerd facts and different things constantly. It's in there still, Nick, somewhere. I knew who Hugo Weaving was. I named
34 stuff from Invincible.
To be fair, can you guys at least partially credit me for knowing at least half of the roles he's done in big films?
Yeah, no, you have all the credit. I just want to
Agent Smith, Elrond. Come on, I'm like, I don't know.
I just want to talk with you. Yes, one of my favorite movies.
But so, like,
V for getting all the badge. I mean, Vendetta.
So, adult, visceral, violent, high conceptual superhero story, backed by Robert Kirkman, an excellent voice cast, Amazon Prime original, 8 episodes. I think the most shocking part of this is the fact that as an animated series in a TV show format, they still pumped it out as a 45-minute show. I was like, whoa! It's like an investment. It's like an hour-long sitcom.
Yep.
Not sitcom, but even drama, hour-long drama. Drama more than anything, because the majority of this, it has the action and all that. It has the high concept stuff you would expect from DC or Marvel animated movies, but then it's also got an extensive layer of family drama, just general human interaction drama, growing up as a kid, high school. It's got all of that. So not to go super deep right now, but let's throw it around the table. I kind of want Ryan to kick off his feeling of how the show did, just because I feel like he's seen it a lot. He watched it twice.
Well, let me get up and get serious, son.
And I want to make one statement. The opening line of my review says this, and I want to see if you agree with this. And I assume you haven't read it at all yet.
Nope.
My opening line says this: this 8-episode journey filled with incredible animation, Mortal Kombat level gore that would even make the Boys series wince, another dark superhero original series from Amazon, and filled to the brim with an all-star cast led by the charming Steven Yeun. Invincible. That's my opening line, dude.
I would definitely agree with that.
But I'll pass it off to you. Give me your whole spiel of what. Yeah, give us your spiel, dude.
Personally, I think they did not only a fantastic job of portraying real superheroes. Let's be honest. The whole Justice League thing, the Marvel thing. We're talking reality here, people. This is how superheroes would actually act in real life. And then even more so, teenage superheroes. You've got everything from cheating on each other, f***ing around, trying to maintain a relationship with everyday Joe like you or me. It does that very f***ing well. Like, it tells the story of this kid who's, up until this point, 17 years old, has not had any powers when his dad is basically f***ing Superman. It's like, how the f*** am I ever going to live up to that? And so that's kind of, you watch Mark deal with a lot of shit. Like, constantly getting his ass kicked. He's very invincible. But I really got to say, like,
he's very Peter Parker at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's actually kind of where I was going anyway, so that's perfect that you said that. he's a very relatable hero. Like, even though high school wasn't like super long ago, but it was still a long time for us ago, we could still relate to that feeling, like, that high school, everything like that. But down to the action scenes, they were well done. I really love not Adam, but Atom Eve's powers. If I had any powers, I would want those ones, because she can literally manipulate things at a molecular level and make them how she wants them to be. That's pretty OP. Anyway, I think J.K. Simmons did one of his best works. Like, you can see the conflict of his character through the entire series. Like, especially rewatching it a second time, his motivations. So you see that.
And I didn't, sir. So you gotta
when you
remember.
watch it again, it's like a different experience the second time around, because you're like, okay, you see why he's reacting in certain ways he is around the table, around his wife, around his son. And it's just really well done. Especially, you gotta hand it to Steven Yeun for someone that, after The Walking Dead, needed to take a break from acting to come back, and I'm pretty sure he's done something else or whatever.
Yeah.
But he does so well in this. He does so well. Like, it's been a while since an animated show has captivated me to where I just watched the entire thing in one sitting. And then went to my dad's house 2 days later, like, Dad, you gotta watch this show. The brutality of the fights, especially in the end of season 1. But another thing this show does great is they'll do little things. Like, in the very first scene, you get to you see these guards talking. And they're talking about something that's gonna happen, like one of them's going on vacation, and they follow up with that. Even the little things are followed up with later in the series, and it's really well done. For a rating, I gotta give it a 9 out of 10. The reason for that, it not being a solid 10 for me, is the animation is great, but you can tell that when it's not doing the fight scenes and stuff, it gets a little choppy in the more drama-focused things, like when they're just standing around. You'll notice they're reusing a lot of, like, backdrops, and they're not really moving too much for that. Like, some hand gestures, but that's about it. So 9 out of 10 for me. I love him. I'm going to watch it a third time. Let's just leave it at that.
I definitely need to do a rewatch. Just yeah. It was.
But I'm going to leave it there. Pass it off to one of y'all.
That's a really cool thing to point out. Like, just the like enhanced perspective going into it, rewatching it, and knowing where certain characters' motivations are. Because, Nick, I just want to ask you real quick. You watched the whole thing all the way through, yeah?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. I'll save mine for last. I will save mine for last. If you're cool, if I could throw it over to you, sir, if you'd like to bounce off of what Ryan said and give us your perspective and rating.
I like these animated shows that are a little bit off of mainstream and not straight mainstream. Like, I was a big fan of ones like the Young Justice, stuff like that. And this had that same feel to me. Because it wasn't all everything's all figured out, everyone has a plan, everything like that. They're making it up as they go. And that's what the Invincible is the entire time. And I love the drama behind it, everything going on with it. The amount of gore in a cartoon was interesting to me, but I loved it. I sat down and I start watching it, and then I'm thinking, okay, it's a cartoon. And then my son comes to that sets next to me, and then I see someone's head explode. I'm like, Randall, go in the other room. You can't watch this.
I told you, don't let your kids watch this before.
But the voice acting was great. I actually appreciated the style of artwork they did, because it it lended towards a very nostalgic feel to me. The way it was put together, the artwork reminded me of it was a cartoon I used to watch when I was younger. Have you guys ever watched Static X?
Yeah, you mean Static Shock?
Static Shock, yeah.
Let's say Static X is a band.
Static Shock, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I
Yeah.
love Static Shock. It's one of my
The
favorite cartoons of all
artwork was
time.
very similar.
Yeah, I think it was like almost identical. Really, there's like a lot. There's like a slight difference.
Mhm.
Maybe it might be the same animation studio.
And if you haven't read the comic books, like you said, they made this like this is the real world, like if there were superheroes. This would be how real world superheroes, the Justice League would react to everything if they didn't have the exact morals and everything behind it.
And how the government would react to it.
Yeah, yes. The Guardians of the Globe are a knockoff of the Justice League.
Yeah, absolutely.
And no one can deny it.
It's spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Honestly, my favorite character in the whole thing, and I wish there'll be more of them. I think there will if there's another season. Seth Rogen's character.
He was great.
Remind me of which one he did. I just read it.
Alien Allen.
He was the auditor.
Yeah, Alien Allen, the auditor.
Okay. Yeah.
Urath?
Do you want to use your timeout? We had a timeout? Yeah.
Side note, season 2 and 3 are completely confirmed. So
Nice.
there you go.
No, but I would I'd rate this an 8 out of 10.
What were the biggest shortcomings for you that didn't pull it higher for your rating?
Biggest shortcomings for me that didn't pull it is they spent too much time in the drama, and I felt they didn't spend enough time in Invincible's learning, his training. You see a little bit here and there, but in the comic books, there's a lot more of it. A lot more trial and error.
Yeah. I agree there. It's not going to knock my rating at all, but I definitely agree there just should have been more Invincible, less drama.
Heart-wrenching training.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I look forward to reading the graphic novel. Hopefully I can read a lot of it before season 2, just so I can get like a better grounding before jumping in to season 2. But Nick, do you have anything else you want to feather out before I jump in?
No, that's it. That's my review of it.
All right, fair enough. Well, that being said, guys, I'll jump off the coattails of my two hosts here and just add a little bit to what's been said. I agree with a lot of what's already been thrown out there. I do not have any of the graphic novel experience. There is a full series of this out there in the world, so I'll definitely be reading up on some of it prior to season 2 and 3, which have been confirmed, briefly mentioned prior to my rating here. But the thing with how I perceived this show, I agree and disagree. I come from a completely I'm a blind, brand new viewer. I don't have any of that comic background, so I understand why Nick's rating and perspective are where they're at, and that's completely justified. I get that. For my viewing, I binged it over 2 nights, 4 episodes on one night, 4 episodes the next night, just by myself. Watched them, soaked them in for what they were. I don't know. I can't make comparisons to the graphic novels, so I won't. But from what I got out of what I saw was, I don't know. Maybe I'm numb to over the top gore. I'm sure I am. This is definitely like Nick's personal experience and my joke to him. Yeah, do not watch this with your kids. Absolutely not. This is hard R on gore. It's funny because there's like a fair amount through the first half of the season, and then like Nick pointed out, there is a heavy amount of drama that's focused on for a little bit, and so like that gore does for like at least 1 to 2 episodes in the middle there kind of just stops. There's almost like no gore anymore, and in fact, while watching it, I saw the rating change. It went from 18 plus for the first 3 episodes, and then when the next episode started, and granted this is Amazon Prime, the Amazon Prime rating dropped down to 16 plus, and I was like, that's weird. And then as I watched it, I'm like, wow, there's like almost no blood in this episode. It was like a weird middle of the season episode where there was no blood, and I was just really curious about the creative direction with that. I haven't looked into it much, but it was just kind of a weird pacing, in my opinion. Not because I need constant action or that I need constant gore or that bottom line, there was a mild unbalancing of the drama to action, I think, in there somewhere. It didn't like dramatically affect my experience. Yeah, either way, like I still was curious enough to be like, all right, what's gonna happen next? Where is his journey going? So for that, and then oh, Lordy, the last 2 episodes took the gore from the first 4 episodes and then cranked it to fucking 12, not just 11, like freaking 12. I was like, bam, bam, bam. It was like there was still the drama, but it was just like, wow. It made, while I'm still not affected in any real sense of the word being affected by animated gore, it just kind of floored me a little bit. And I was like, wow, that actually happened. Like, oh my God, wow, more. And it gets really intense towards the end there. And the biggest thing I liked about the whole show, 8 episodes in all, the biggest thing I liked was, and maybe I'm an idiot and just I don't pick up on stuff as easily as others, but the twist towards the end, because I have never read the comics, so I don't have any of this background, for me as a new audience member, the twist at the end did completely actually shock me. Like this whole time, 7 episodes in, was wondering what the motivation or the mystery of what is going on with our Superman icon character in this whole show. And then you find out at the very end, and from a complete new audience member who's never read this, I was very impressed. Golf clap here, guys. Impressed that they kind of kept me not completely figuring out what it was, because I truly have no background to the comics. So for that, and I'm very curious what they do next, because they ended the series with a very and I put it in my review online. I said it left me with a true interest of the phrase, what's next? Because I know there's 144 issues of this show, of the comic book. I know that it goes way further into his future as Invincible, and that's what the whole show's about. So I'm like really excited to find out. There's 2 more seasons coming for us. I'm curious how they're going to adapt that. My rating is not going to change. It's from the review. So if you guys have read the review, you already know I have given this a solid 9 out of 10. The pacing in the middle, the weird drop in violence, not because I think there needs to be violence throughout, but just the weird pacing kind of throws it off slightly and makes it a little less than a complete masterpiece for me. But I enjoyed every minute of it, regardless of the downturns and upturns, and it just made me so intrigued about where the show's going to go next. And this also, again, from someone who hasn't read any of the comic books, I have not even an inclination of what they're going to cover next. But I know, but I'm excited as someone who has no idea yet.
Yeah.
And that's right. I'm going to leave it at 9 out of 10. And again, voice acting incredible. I stated in my reviews, like you did, Ryan. You said you felt as some of J.K. Simmons' best performance. Even he just was so calm and collected through like the majority of it, and then when things were serious, the motivation was just it was so spot on with how he delivered it.
Yeah, and even the emotions part of it, like
Yeah, like he
it's
gets
a
up.
wide range.
There's times where he gets upset, and there's times where like he's trying to just be an actual father and train him, and he's a very understanding father overall. But like, yeah, no, he has moments where he's on edge, and it was really good. Guys, I'd say between 8 and 9, I guess we're holding the average for Nerdentials at an 8.5 or so, right around there.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for season 2. No announcements yet of when it's going to start being developed, but it is confirmed they're going to continue with 2 more seasons, so that's exciting.
I would expect it probably like early next year, just because as a company, they understand that the longer it takes, the less interest there will be.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, that's just a ballpark estimation, but I expect that's what's going to happen.
It'll be soon, I'm sure. Yeah. Guys, we have one last show to talk about. This can be kind of brief, kind of be of our wrap-up of TV talk for the week. I think, Nick, if you're still down to just do an overview of this, because it's a very unique show that we're going to jump into. So let's get into it. Guys, our second show tonight, Netflix original. It's an anthology series. It was created by Tim Miller. We're familiar with him in the comic realm, but it is it's created and facilitated through over 25 directors and writers. There was a volume 1 over a year ago that we previously covered on our podcast, and it is the show Love, Death, and Robots. Volume 2 just dropped this last week here. Volume 1 we covered a while back, over a year ago, but this is kind of a continuation of more of that style, feel, unique collection of writers and creators, utilizing a variety of animation styles from super stylistic 2D to ultra realistic motion capture CG. Like, it's a wide range. I think this time around there was a couple of those, unique animation 2D styles, but there was definitely a lot more of the ultra realistic CG, I think. And we just got Dr. Disrespect popping in here on the street. Do you recognize the name drop there, Ryan? Oh, he doesn't hear me.
Yeah, I know who Dr. Disrespect is.
Okay. It's different, but I know. Thank you for hopping in with your craziness. So, Nick, I know you've rewatched Volume 1, and I guess the shocking difference here is there was nearly 18 titles in Volume 1, and we only got 8 titles this time around. And I'm wondering if they're going to do a second drop later in the year, or if this is, I haven't read anything, but I just wonder if this is all they're planning, if all they were going to plan on for Volume 2 is this. Because the variety in times are about the same. It's anywhere from a 7-minute short to a full-blown 20-minute episode. But again, it's an anthology, variety, sci-fi horror comedy mix of stuff. What are your thoughts? I'm going to pass it over to you on your thoughts coming out of Volume 1 going into this, since you did rewatch all of them. Very curious about your reevaluation going into Volume 2.
Volume 2. A lot shorter.
Yeah.
It was kind of a letdown with how short it was. But there was definitely an uptick of quality of CG. There was one of the episodes in the series that I could almost not tell it between it being real or CG.
I think I know which one you're talking about, because I felt the exact same way.
When the car first pulls up and they're looking down on the beach.
You can list off like the general premise of which one it was.
The episode called The Drowned Giant.
Okay. No, it's the one right before that, honestly.
Okay.
But that one was also super photorealistic.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of that. The first one, the first season they leaned a lot on a lot of episodes with nudity and stuff like that, and
a lot of adult stuff.
Yeah. This time they kept adult themed, but more mature wise. And
conceptual story.
You could feel it. The stories were a little bit more mature than the last season. Even the ones that were intended to be funny. And we saw some actors in this that I wasn't expecting to see. And it was really kind of cool.
Yeah, dude. First off, the one I was thinking of that was truly, I knew there was a lot of CG, but the actor in question, that there were just a few moments where I was like, this looks really live action, like really close to live action.
Life Hutch.
Michael B. Jordan's likeness rematerialized in the CG world. There's just a lot of close-ups where they really got close to freaking. Obviously, there's mocap out the wazoo, and all of it is CG when you take a longer look at it. But it's just like an astronaut going down to the surface of this rock, dealing with an AI robot that goes rogue and tries to kill him. But it was still, and it was a really short one too, But the CG, dude, insane on some of these, truly next level CG stuff. But I'd say conceptual wise, sir, on the adult level, some of the things that kind of blew my mind. One was a concept of a world where there's no children and adults live forever through some sort of rejuvenation process, right? Mm-hmm. And there are outliers in the world, like in any sci-fi story. There's always people living below poverty, down in the darkness, hiding away from the rest of the world. And there are these, we'd probably call them rogues, who are trying to defy the modern concept of life where all adults are trying to live forever and never reproduce, no kids. And they're just like, one of the most shocking adult concepts is the fact that they're going out there and exterminating children. I know I just said that. They don't, it's very well laid out, and they don't show it happening, but it's all
implied. You're saying we're exterminating children.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said.
In.
Yep. You'll be part of that uprising. Holy shit. But
let's do this. Children of the Corn ain't happening.
But on a side note, though, Ryan, jokes aside, there was a really interesting. There was a detective that we follow in this really short episode, and he starts questioning the idea of living forever and wondering why these crazy outliers are still trying to have children. And he's part of the system. He's responsible in taking quote unquote exterminating children. So it's one of those really weird concepts where the heartwarming part is like him actually questioning it and maybe not being okay with it anymore concept. And it's just, there's a bunch of like Love, Death, and Robots does a lot of this, like long lasting life, AI, robots, the meaning of life concepts, like why is life important to us? And Volume 2 is no exception to that. Volume 1 did a lot of that stuff. There's, I think, more comical stuff in Volume 1 for sure, especially the 3 robots and a cat. That was one of my favorites, number 1 in Volume 1.
We could open our own cans of tuna. Well, that was pretty much it for the human race.
But Nick, is there anything else specifically? I know it was short, only 8 episodes. Was there any other highlights? That was my highlight out of a lot of them. I enjoyed all of them. Is there any particular one you want to point out or talk about before we rate this season?
Not necessarily.
That's fine, dude. We can keep this one shorter, you know. My only hope is that like they surprise release like a second half of this volume, because it seems really there's so much creative juice out there in the world, and this is a really awesome platform to like get that stuff out there from these independent, unique creators. And Volume 1, crazy amount, like a lot of shorts out there, but like there was like, you know, nearly 20 episodes, and now we get cut down to only 8, and I really hope they bring us some more in the next few months or something. That would be really cool if they did that. But I don't know. I'd say for what we got, a lot of high concepts, a lot of amazing animation. I'm gonna give this of the 8 that we got, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for just like continued enjoyment, high quality animation, and really cool concepts. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, it was good concepts. It wasn't all the same type of animation, which I was glad.
Yeah, there are some unique ones.
I was hoping season 2, this would have been an area where they could have taken a lot of the shorts from the first season and expanded upon them. There's a lot that just like left you wondering what's going to happen to these people, and they never did it. But I understand why they didn't. They wanted to keep it as a short and leave it all there. I would have been happy with a what if happening afterwards, but it's okay. Oh, and by the way, it has been confirmed for anyone that liked this series, Volume 3, 2022.
Darn it, they're not going to give us part 2 to Volume 1 too. Like more episodes. Well, I hope it's more than 8. That's all I'll say. I don't know. Do you want to give this a rating? I gave the overall volume. I know it's an anthology series. It's hard to rate it as a whole, but I gave it an 8 out of 10. Do you feel like giving it a rating?
I would do it a little bit less than that, just for the sheer fact that they cut it so short. They had all this time to make the full season like they did the first time, and I feel they sold us short on it. So I'm going to give them a 7.
I get it. I understand the reason.
Because actually going through and watching season 2 and then just letting it go and it automatically goes into season 1 on Netflix, because how they have it stacked, it's all weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they did some more mature content in this. Not mature-wise, not talking like as more adult-like, but more the maturity of the content, the idea of it, trying to get more into folklore instead of the what ifs. But the first season, the quality of all the episodes were just that much better. Not just quality CG or storytelling.
Right,
like
right.
that. Together as a package, I felt first season was better than second season.
Yeah.
So I would give second season of this a 7 out of 10.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. I like that. I can live with that and respect that. Well, guys, I mean, we didn't have much news this week under the TV talks at the moment. We'll bring some more next week for sure. Ryan, I know you didn't watch Love, Death, and Robots, but hopefully it inspired you to check some of that
I'll
out.
probably watch the second season after this is over. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
The entirety of it.
there's some good stuff there. It's an easy.
Did you watch the first season, Ryan?
Yeah, I watched that shit the day it came out.
Dude, the episode in the first season I thought was so was the Russians fighting the demons.
Secret War. That's my
Secret-
favorite
yeah.
episode. Secret War, Good Hunting, and Three Robots are my top 3 in that.
Then you both will love the news here. In a Reddit post, director Jennifer Yu Nelson let slip there will be returning characters in Love, Death, and Robots season 3.
Ooh,
In particular, the 3 robots.
Sweet.
nice. I loved those guys.
That's awesome. I love them. Say terabyte.
I love it. Hey, dude. Let's wrap up TV Talk for the week. It's
Sounds good.
it's episode 109 TV Talk Wednesday, hopefully. And guys, if you're new, you can check all of these crazy shenanigans of pop culture nature, game, TVs, and films all in one nice sweet spot, including the Ryan Kuhn's Twitch feed. You can find all of these things. That's right. You can find all these things at nerdentialsmedia.com. So cheesy, but I still love it. Guys, nerdentialsmedia.com. All our stuff's there. If you didn't find us on YouTube or on podcast feeds, we're there, .com. There it is. All right, guys. Yeah, Nick, you got something before?
Yeah, if you don't want to set through a full episode of anything, try visiting us on our TikTok or the short form feeds on YouTube.
You can find me there under the same name as everything else as well.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out, Nicholas. Yep, we've got us and the Ryan Kuhn. We got the TikTokies, the Wikiwalkies. I'm just kidding.
Cool.
TikToks, and you'll see a mix of our shenanigans, podcast outtakes, and funny gaming moments on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
You can find them all over those places. All right, guys. Well, for myself, Mr. Nick, and Mr. Ryan, who's sporting some crazy retro shades right now.
Oh, these are goggles.
Sporting some crazy ass goggles, of which I have no background of knowledge to dictate anything. This has been your Nerdy Essentials, and as always, nerds, we'll see you
On the other side.
On the other side.
All right, keeping the flame lit. Thank you. That was a long ending.
When you edit that, keep that in there. That's a perfect ending.